Right now we're going to learn about Elijah. And there are two prophets. One is named Elijah and one is named Elisha. And the way that I remember which one is which is Elijah with a J-A-H at the end of his name. J-A-H is referring to Jehovah, which is another name for God. So I remember that he is the one that goes up to heaven. And Elisha is the one that comes after him. So, he's not Elijah. Okay? So the first one we're going to learn about is Elijah. Now Elijah is a prophet that lives during the time of a very, very wicked king named Ahab. And we didn't cover this, but Israel has actually been separated into two different sections. The area called Judah and the area called Israel. I'll have a map. So Ahab is ruling one of those sections. And Elijah goes to Ahab. And it says that as the Lord, the God of Israel lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years except at my word. This is what Elijah says to Ahab. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah. Leave here, is what the Lord's telling him. Turn eastward and hide in the Kerith ravine, east of the Jordan. You will drink from the brook, and I have ordered the ravens to feed you there. So he did what the Lord had told him. He went to the Kerith ravine, east of the Jordan, and stayed there. The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. Well, later on, as this drought continues on, there's no water in the brook. So God tells him to go ahead and go to another city to live. So he goes to this city, and he sees a woman there, a widow, and he says, would you bring me a little water in a jar so I can have a drink, and bring me, please, a piece of bread? She says to him, as surely as the Lord your God lives, I don't have any bread, only a handful of flour in a jar and a little oil in a jug. I'm gathering a few sticks to take home so that I can make myself a fire and make a little meal for myself and my son of a little cake of bread and some water, and then we're just going to die. We have no food, we have no water, we have no oil, we have nothing. This is it. And Elijah says, not so fast. He says, don't be afraid. Go home and do as you have said. But first make a small cake of bread for me from what you have and bring it to me. And then make something for yourself and your son. For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. The jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run out until the day the Lord gives rain on the land. So she went away and did as Elijah had told her, and there was food every day for Elijah and for the woman and for her family. For the jar of flour was not used up, and the jug of oil did not run dry, in keeping with the word of the Lord spoken by Elijah. Well, later on, as he's staying with this woman, her son gets deathly ill, and then he dies. And the woman's like, Elijah, I have you in my house. You're a man of God. You're a prophet. Why did you come here if it's just for my son to die? And so he takes the son in his arms, goes upstairs and lays him on the bed and just cries out to God and does a couple of things that I won't go into detail about, and God brings the boy back to life. And she says, now I know that you're a man of God, and that the word of the Lord from your mouth is the truth.